Welcome to the TDA 101 database series. We'll see the diagrams that Test Modeler can show us and look at Diagram Builder. The diagrams in Test Modeler graphically represent all or part of the relationships between tables in a definition. There are three possible diagrams: entity relationship, radial partition, and radial layer diagrams that each help you understand the content and relationships between your tables. Begin in the Definition Structure Details pane by clicking on Data Dictionary in the Master Data Management section of the navigation panel for the definition we want to work with. Then we'll select the Definition Structure tab and select our definition. We can use the filter function to make it easier to find the definition. We can display an entity relationship diagram for the whole definition by clicking on the View Diagram button. The benefit of this method is that it's a single click to display a diagram. However, database structures can become large and complex, and generating a diagram for the whole structure may not be helpful. If this becomes a problem, we can use the Diagram Builder. Diagram Builder is a utility that lets you select the tables you want to display in your diagram, making them less unwieldy and more targeted and helpful. Diagram Builder will include any tables that are visible in the Content section. So we'll use the filter to select tables that match our requirement. If we search for a table like Customers and click Add View to Diagram Builder, only one table will be added. If you expand the table to include its relationships and then click on Add View, Diagram Builder will include those tables in the diagram as well. If no filter is used and you can see all the tables, Diagram Builder will select all of them. Use the red button to clear the table selection from the builder. Diagram Builder is additive. If you want to show the relationships between specific tables, filter for each table individually and add them to the builder one at a time. If we filter for Customers and click on Add View, and then filter for Contacts and click on Add View, Diagram Filter shows two tables. Because Diagram Builder uses what is displayed in the filter, we have added tags that define some tables as parent only. They don't have children, so they are likely to be reference tables. The green play button to the right of the Add View button lets us select the type of diagram to show. Before we look at the diagrams, let's select some tables. We'll filter for Customers and expand it to show its relationships, and expand Orders and Order Items and Customer Bank Account, and add those to the view. And then we'll take Customers out of the filter, filter on Parent Only, and add that to the view. And then click on the Play button. First, we'll look at the Entity Relationship diagram. Entity Relationship diagrams display the structure of the database in a flowchart form. The default settings show the table names, the columns, and their data types. The gold private and green foreign hard and soft keys, and arrows showing how the foreign keys link the tables. Buttons at the top right of the diagram provide you with controls. The toggle Collapse Expand All button. This collapses and expands all but the table name. The Settings button, we'll come back to that. The Relayout button. Use this if changes you've done have made the diagram difficult to read. The Download as PNG button. As it suggests, this downloads an image of the whole diagram, useful if you want to share the diagram, but also if you zoom out. Image software can often do a better job of displaying small text. Then there is Zoom Out and Zoom In. And the last button is Fit to View. The Settings button, what you can see here are the defaults. For the controls, the Show Overview switch toggles the Overview panel in the bottom left of the window. The Show Column Data Type switch toggles the display of data types. The Show Foreign Key Cardinality switch toggles the arrow type. The Hide Unrelated Tables switch toggles the display of tables that exist in the definition but don't have relationships in the selection of tables. The Column Visibility section is intuitive. Show All Columns displays all the columns. Show PKs and FKs only hides all column details except for the primary keys or ones that have foreign key relationships. Hide all columns displays only the table names. This is the same as the toggle collapse expand all button. In the diagram itself, clicking and holding in a white space, pausing and then moving the mouse will start a selection box that you can use to select tables. Hovering the mouse pointer over a table highlights that table and related tables. Clicking and holding on a table and moving the mouse will move the table. This can be useful if any of the relationship arrows cross over too closely and are unclear. Hovering the mouse pointer over a relationship arrow highlights the related tables and displays the relationship. Clicking on a relationship arrow displays handles that allow you to stretch the arrow. The radial partition diagram shows the degrees of separations between a selected table and the others it's related to. It helps you understand how tables relate and how many steps there are between them. Clicking on a colored segment selects that as a central node. The diagram is redrawn showing how the tables relate with that as the new focus. Clicking on the Settings button at the top right displays the Settings box. Max layers is the number of steps out from the center the diagram is allowed to go. The default is 4, but this may not be enough to display all of the steps between the tables. You can use this control to set how many steps you want to see. Layers thickness sets how wide all of the rings are from the center. The effect is like zoom, but doesn't change the size of text, which can help with readability. Like the radial partition diagram, the radial layer diagram can show the degrees of separation between tables. However, the lines show the relationships between the tables. Clicking on a table selects it as the central node. The diagram is redrawn showing how the tables relate with that new focus. Clicking on the Settings button at the top right displays the Settings box. It's the same as the one for radial partition diagram. Thanks for watching.